This is the Roulette Master. One of my subscribers, Lee Brown, says he has a roulette system that has never lost, and he keeps winning with it every single day. That is so exciting, and I can't wait to test it today. The name of his system is Brownie Has His Cake and Eats It, and that's because his name is Lee Brown. And man, I can't wait to test out this strategy. Today, we're going to test it against a really good strategy in itself. This is going to be 10 double streets in a head-to-head matchup with Lee's new system. So let's get started with 10 double streets first, and I can't wait to see which one of these systems makes the most money in 15 minutes. So let's place those bets. And both these are going to have $2,000 bankrolls. However, you can play both of them for $400 bankrolls and dollar units. So you don't have to play with bets that are this high. And I'll share with you the progression and everything else you need to know as we go through. This is a $50 bet to start with 10 double streets. And here we go. That's a 35 black. So not the best start. That's a partial loss. We're going to go ahead and double the bet on partial losses. So let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. Let's see what we get on this one. That's a 26 black. And that's a nice $20 win. So we are not in profit. So we're just going to repeat that bet and spin again. And here we go. That's a 7 red. There's a good win. Now we're in profit. So we're up 20. We're going to go back to base level, which is at 50. And then spin. All right, here we go. There's going to be a different progression on this one for total losses. And in the meantime, let's just make some money. And that's a nice $10 win. So we're up 30. We're just going to rebet and spin with 10 double streets. And here we go. You can also call those line bets. And that's another nice $10 win. We're up 40. Let's just rebet and spin again. I think we're going to make a lot of money with this one. And the new system of the day, it looks fantastic. So make sure you stick around. And I think you're going to learn a lot today. And we're up $50. Let's rebet and spin. And here we go. That's a 12 red. Another nice win of $10. We're up $60 now. We'll rebet and spin. We're still at base level of $50. And here we go. That's a 16 red. Another nice $10 win. We're up 70. Let's just rebet and spin again. All right. So far, so good. And that's an 18 red. Continuing to churn profit with this one. And we're up 80. Let's rebet and spin. And here we go. That's a 21 red. That's a nice win. We're up 90. Let's rebet and spin. Again, the progression will be different once we get our first total loss. And that's a 21 red there. Okay, we're up 100. Rebet, spin. Try to make $10 with every spin. And it'll start to add up here. Let's see what we get. That's a 3 red. And that's a total loss. So when we have a total loss, we're going to triple this bet. We're going to go from 5 to 15. All right, and then we're going to get wins until we're in session profit. Now we're at 150 total bet, and let's spin. Let's see what we get here. That's a 9 red. That should be a good one. Okay, that's a $30 win. We're up 80. We're just going to rebet and spin again. See if we can get back over 100 again, and then reset. That's a 29 black. Okay, that's a $30 win. We're up 110. Oops. And let's go ahead and go back to base level now. Okay, back at $50, and let's spin. That's $5 on each of 10 double streets or line bets, and that's a 2 black. Okay, that's a $50 loss there. That's a total loss, so we're going to triple that bet. So we're going to go from 5 to 15. Okay, now we're at 150 total bet. Let's get a win here. Okay, that's a 12 red. That should be good. Okay, $30 win. We're up 90. Let's rebet and spin. Get back in profit. And here we go. Okay, that's a 6 black, and I don't think that's a win. That's a partial loss. So we're going to double the bet on that one from 150 to 300. But we're not tripling on those ones. That's a 12 red, and that's a win. Okay, we're up 90. We need one more of those. And then we can reset all the way back to 50 again. And that's an 11 black. That should be good. All right, so now we're up 150 bucks. And we're going to go back to where we started at 5 on each of 10 double streets. And you can put these wherever you want. That's fine. It's just the progression is what helps you here. Now we're at $50 total bet. 10 $5 bets. Again, you can also play this with dollar bets and use a $400 bankroll instead of a $2,000 bankroll. So that's another win. We're up $160. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. Should get a lot of wins with this system with this many numbers covered. And that's a 10 black. Another nice win. We're up $170 now. And let's keep it cruising. Then I can't wait to get to that new system of the day from Lee Brown. That's coming up, and that's a 5 red. Partial loss, so we double the bet and spin. Now we're at $100 total bet. And that's a 25 red. That's a $20 win. We're up 170, so let's go ahead and go back to 50 and spin back at base level. And here we go. That's an 8 black. Okay, another good win. We're up $180. And if you want to play this less risky, you don't have to double the bet on the partial losses. I think when we first did this one, we didn't increase the bet on those. But this way that we're doing it today, we're going to double there after that partial loss. Gets you back a lot quicker, and you have a lot of coverage, so you should be able to get a win fairly soon. So that's a 12 red. Okay, so we're up $180. Let's drop back to 50 and see if we can get some wins at base level again here. And here we go. That's a 30 red. Another good win, up $190. And let's keep this going, this continual profit. That's a 31 black. Another good win, up $200. Rebet and spin. And let's just continue to turn this profit. This is awesome. And that's a 0. We definitely lost that. And that's a total loss. So that means we go from 5 to 15. We triple that bet. Okay, now we're at 150 total bet. Let's see what we get on this one. Should have a pretty good chance of hitting something. And that's a 21 red. That's a good one. Okay, we're up 180. Let's rebet and try to get one more win here and establish new session profit. That's a 34 red. It's a partial loss, so let's double that up to 300 and spin. And a win here should really help us out. Let's get one. That's a 28 black. That should be a win. Okay, we're up 180. Let's rebet and spin. Try to get one more of those. But you don't have to. If you're close enough like that, you could restart. That's a 5 red. And see, that's another one of those partial losses, which dropped us down to 60. So we have to double up one more time to 600. And we should be able to get a win here, though. Let's see what we get. That's an 11 black. Okay, and that's a $120 win. And if the bets get big like this and you're near session profit, don't go for any more wins. Just go ahead and reset. So let's go ahead and do that and start back at the base level. So don't try to get all the way into new session profit. If you're close, just go ahead and reset. And that's what we did right there. That's a 25 red. Another $10 win. We're up $190 because we can build that back up in no time. It doesn't take, it won't take hardly anything to get back to where we were. It's not worth it to place another high bet. There's another $10 win. We're up $200. And let's keep it rolling. Let's get a bunch of wins in a row here. I know that we can do it with this system. And that's another one right there, 24 black. Okay, $10 win. We're up $210. And can't wait to see how much this one makes in 15 minutes. Then we'll start that new system of the day from Lee Brown. And another good win. We're up $220. All right, let's keep riding the profit train here and keep making money playing roulette. That is a 34 red, and we lost. But it's a partial loss, so we just double up and spin. We don't triple that one, and here we go. Ouch, that's a 35 black. And that's another partial loss. We'll have to double up again. So now we're at $200 total bet. But we have a $2,000 bankroll with this one. But always remember, you can play this with the $400 bankroll in dollar units. There's a good win. We're up $200. Let's reset back to 50. Anytime the bets get big, and then you should be thinking about resetting if you're close to session profit or even in the ballpark. That's a 35 black. Okay, partial loss. Let's double up from 50 to 100. We're up $180. Let's see if we can get ourselves back over $200 profit. That's a good one, 14 red. Okay, now we're back to $200 profit. Let's rebet and spin. See if we can get another one here. Ooh, that's a 36 red. That's not good. That's a partial loss, so let's double up from 100 to 200 and spin. Okay, that's a 23. That's a good win. $40 win. We're back to 200. And again, if your bets get big and you're close to session profit, restart. That's what we're doing right now with 10 double streets. And then I can't wait to share with this new system of the day coming up. There's a partial loss. Let's go ahead and double up from 50 to 100 and see where that takes us. Here we go. That's a 21 red. Okay, we're up $200. We'll rebet and spin, try to get one more. That's a 32 red. Nice win. We're up $220. It's time to go back to 50 and spin. And we're trying to protect that bankroll and resetting as much as possible. That's a 2 black. That's a total loss. So we're going to triple that bet. We're going to go from 5 to 15. There we go. 150 total bet now. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's a 19 red. $30 win. We're up $200. We'll rebet and spin. Try to get one more here. There's a good one. 16 red. Okay, now we're up to 30. Let's drop back to 50 where we started. And spin. And let's see if we can get some better spins going forward. But cruising right along, we're making good money with this one, and that's a 16 red. That's a $10 win. We're up $240. So the good thing is we've already made, well over 10% of our bankroll, and that's always a good goal. And that's a $20 loss there. That's a partial loss, so we're going to double up and spin. And here we go. We got about 3 minutes left with this one before we get to that new system of the day. And we'll see how much this one makes. And we're up 240. Let's drop back to 50. And the more that you get up, the more you can reset early to protect yourself. So that's a 30 red there. Okay, $10 win. We're up 250. Let's spin, see what we get. All right, here we go. That's a 6 black. I think that's a partial loss. It is, so we'll double up from 50 to 100 and spin. But always have a good chance of hitting when you have high coverage like this. So let's hope we get a good win here. That's a 32 red. That's a good one. Okay, we're up 250. Let's drop back to 50 and protect our bankroll back at base level here. And here we go. Okay, that's a 5 red. That's a partial loss. So we'll double up, and we'll go from 50 to 100 and spin. And here we go. That's a 9 red. Okay, $20 win. We're up 250. Let's drop back to 50. And let's continue to make profit with 10 double streets or 10 lines. And that's a 2 black. Okay, that's a total loss. So we're going to triple the bet. We're going to go from 5 to 15. Here we go. And now we're at 150 total bet. And let's spin. That's a 29 black. Okay, $30 win. We're up 230. We'll try to get one more of those wins at 150 total bet here. And then reset. 36 red. My goodness. Okay, that's another partial loss. We'll double up. We're going to go to 300 and spin here. Let's get a win. And that's a 25 red. That should be good. Okay, we're up $230. Let's try to get one more here. Or you can also reset if the bets get high like this. That's a 33 black. There we go. Now we can reset. We're up 290. Let's drop back to 50 where we started. So let's go ahead and do that. And spin. We have about 30 seconds left with this one. Then we'll get to that new system of the day. That's a 35 black there. Okay, partial loss. So we'll double up. Try to get a win here. And then we'll be about out of time here. Let's see what we get. Ooh, another 35. That's not good. So that's a partial loss. Let's double up again. We'll go from 100 to 200 and spin. Okay, that's a 31 black. That's a $40 win. We're up 270. Let's try to get one more. And if we can get a win here, let's close out the session in profit. There we got a 19 red there. That's a nice win. So we ended up with $310 profit after 15 minutes with 10 double streets. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this one. Now it is time for the incredible new system of the day that one of my subscribers says has never lost. So let's find out and test it ourselves. Let's get started. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for the incredible new system from Lee Brown. He says this has never lost. We're going to test it out today and see how amazing it really is, and I can't wait. So let's get started, and let's place the bets. We're going to start with a $5 bet on 0-2, and then also we're going to have some split bets here right across the middle, and this is going to be the area that you want to hit the most. And then we're also going to have some corner bets, and we're going to go all the way across with these corner bets. These are all $5 bets, just like that. And then down here in the first column, we're also going to have some $5 bets. However, we're going to skip some numbers here, and we're going to have some total losses on the 7, 16, 25, and 34. This is an $80 total bet. A really nice progression, and I can't wait to share this with you. So let's just spin. And again, this is an $80 starting bet. You can also do this with with dollar units and a $400 bankroll. So this is going to be a $2,000 bankroll, and we lost the first one, so we're minus $35. But don't worry about that. I think you're going to really like the way this recovers. We're not going to increase the bet. We're going to leave it the same, and that's a 10 black. Okay, that's a $10 win there. Now we're at minus 25. We're just going to rebet and spin. We're not going to increase the bet. Okay, that's a 36 red. Okay, that's a $35 loss. We're not going to increase the bet. We're minus $60, but just be patient, and this one's going to come right back without being aggressive on this on the increasing of the bets. Another $35 loss. So about the worst you could start out. We're at minus $95, but I'm not concerned. We'll just follow his progression, and I think it'll come right back. That's a 26 black. That's a nice $55 win. We're at minus 40. We're just going to rebet and spin. And the only time that we're going to double the bet on this one is if we hit one of those total losses. That's an 11 black. And that's a $55 win right there. You can see we're back up $15 even after that horrible start. So we're just going to rebet and spin again here. And we'll go over those numbers that are not good. And that's a 31 black. Okay, that's a $10 win. We're up $25 now. And if we hit the 7, 16, 25, or 34, we're going to double the bet. But if we don't hit those four, we're going to leave it the same. And that's because the second column hits really pay well. So we can take these $35 losses like that and just spin again and still keep this bet at base level. At the same time, we're building up tons of comp credit as well. And that's a good hit on 14 red. Okay, we're back up $45. So it seems like we shouldn't be doing well, but guess what? We are doing well, and that's the real genius of this one. That's a 36 red, $35 loss. Now we're back up only 10, but we're not going to increase the bet. We're just going to keep it the same, and that really keeps his bankroll, Lee's bankroll from busting. And that's another $35 loss. We're at minus 25. But we're just going to rebet and spin. And he said that as long as you're patient, he says he has never lost with this system. You just have to wait until you get up and then cash out. That's a $55 win. We're up 30. We're going to rebet and spin. And obviously with this system, you're going to want to cash out after you get a decent amount of second column hits. And there's another one right there. And now all of a sudden, without increasing our bets at all, we're up 85 bucks. So you see how that works, and I can't wait to see how this does after 15 minutes of playing. And that's a 26 black there. Another good one. Now we're up $140 without even increasing the bets so far. So really, really good. Here we go. That's a 30 red. Okay, that's a $35 loss. We're up 105, but again, we're not going to increase the bet. We're going to leave it the same. And that's a 3 red. Okay, that's a $35 loss. We're still up 70 though. We're just going to rebet and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 5 red, and that is one of those good ones there in the second column. We're up 125 again. So let's rebet and spin. And here we go. And obviously, we're going to test this for 15 minutes, but you guys need to and we get $10 wins on the first column down there. We're up 135, but when you guys get up a good amount, it's time to cash out. Lee says that you just wait till it's the right moment and then you cash out, and you just have to be patient. We're up $100 even after that $35 loss. What really protects his $2,000 bankroll is that he's not increasing the bets unless you hit those 4 numbers. And the zero is covered, so that's nice as well. We're up $110, and here we go. So I think the real genius of this is that we're leaving the bets at base level, and these nice wins on second column are making up for, and we're up 120. They're making up for the losses on third column there. So here we go. That's a 2 black. That's a nice $55 win, and we're up $175 with very little increasing of the bets. So very, very good. That's an 11 black. Wow, $55 win again. We're up $230. So if you're playing this one, you get a bunch of second column hits like that. Just cash out and declare victory for the day, just like those shirts at theroulettemaster.com. And that's an $80 loss there. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to double the bet because we hit a 7. That's a total loss. The 7, 16, 25, or 34 fall into that column or into that way of thinking. And that's a 14 red there. That's a good one. Okay, $110 win. We're back up to 60. Let's drop back to where we started at 80. And then spin again. He says stay at base level as much as you can. And the wins on second column really will make up for the losses on third column. And that's a $35 loss. We're up $225. Let's rebet and spin. So he says as long as you don't hit a ton of those, the 4 that are uncovered, you're going to be doing pretty well with this one. And he says even if you do hit some of those, and that's a $35 loss, we're up 190. With patience, it will come back. So that's cool. But I can't wait to see how this goes the rest of the way. And that's a 6 black. $35 loss again. Now we're up 155. So this one definitely cycles. So you need to pay attention to that cycle and always cash out when it cycles up. And that's a 28 black. $10 win there. We're up 165. We'll just rebet and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's an 18 red. Okay, $35 loss. We're up 130 still, though. We'll just stay at base level. And here we go again. Let's get a good second column hit here. That's a 34 red. At least it's a win. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not a win. That one's not covered. So we're going to have to double up now from 80 to 160. I was thinking most of the ones in that first column, but there's 4 of them that aren't covered. So now we're at 160 total bet. Let's see what happens here. Okay. And that's a 26 black. And you don't have to be afraid of the zero. That's a nice $110 win. You don't have to be afraid of the zeros with this system. We got that covered. We just have those 4 numbers that really hurt us, and that's a $70 loss there. So we're up 90. We're just going to rebet and spend until we get back near profit, near where our profit was, and then we'll go back to base level. That's a 5, but that's a good one there. That's a $110 win. Now we're back up $200, so it'd be a good time to go back to 80 where we were before. And let me make sure that bet gets out there right. There it is. And let's go ahead and spend. All right, so that was a nice recovery, and let's see what we get here. That's a 22 black. A $10 win, and we're up $210. Let's see how many wins we can get at base level here. And here we go. That's a 3 red. That's a $35 loss. We're up $175. So we'll just rebet and spend back at base level again. Again, you can also play this with a $400 bankroll and dollar units. That's a 30 red. Another $35 loss. We're up $140. So you can see it's cycling, and obviously we want to cash out the next time we get over $200 or $300 profit, and that's a good win there on 14 red. $55 win. We're up $195. Still at base level, and again, that's what protects your bankroll, is staying at base level as long as you can. And that's a 25 red. Ooh, that's another one of those bad ones there. So we're going to double up from 80 to 160 and spend. And hopefully we don't hit too many more of those 4 numbers. That's a 27 red. Okay, $70 loss. That dropped us to $45 profit, which is why you can see this does cycle, and it's important to cash out when you're doing well, because then if you get down low again, you'll have to be patient until it goes back up. And we're up 155. We're just going to rebet and spin, and then you just have to be patient until it gets back up there again, and then cash out before it cycles back down. That's a 31 black. Another $20 there. We're up 175. We'll rebet and spend, try to get ourselves back over 200 again. And that's an 18 red. That's another $70 loss, so it dropped us to 105. Let's just rebet and spend, see if we can get a second column hit here. And we did. That's a 17 black. $110 win. Now we're up 215, back where we wanted to be, and now we drop back to 80 again. And then spend, and we still have a little ways to go. We're going to keep testing this, but when you're playing in the casino, cash out and declare victory when you get up a good amount. Ooh, we hit the 25 again. That's very unlucky. So let's double up and spend, and that's the only time we double is on those 4 numbers that are uncovered. And that's a 30 red. Okay, that's a $70 loss. Now we're only up 65. So we're just going to rebet and spend, and be patient now till it cycles back up. And that's a 5 red. That's a good one. $110 win. We're up 175. We'll rebet and spend, try to get over 200 profit again. And here we go. That's a 36 red. That's not good. That's a $70 loss. So we're up 105. We'll just we'll just rebet and spend. We don't increase on this one unless we have the total losses. So here we go. That's a good one. 5 red. Fantastic. Okay, $110 win. We're back up 215. Time to drop back to 80 again. And spend. So very little increasing of the bets with this system so far. And that's something I really like about it. That's a 29 black. Okay, that's a $55 win. Now we're up 270. So again, this is something in your brain telling you, especially if you have that cash out shirt on, it reminds you to cash out when you're ahead. This is a good time to say, hey, you know what? I think it is a good time to cash out, and we're up $280. So let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. Any system that cycles, and a lot of these systems that are really good cycle, you need to cash out when it cycles up, and that's a $35 loss. We're still up 245 though. So let's rebet and spin, and we'll see how this finishes up here in the last few minutes. And can't wait to see where this one ends up. That's a 19 red. $10 win. We're up 255. Let's rebet and spin at base level. Again, this is a $2,000 bankroll for $5 units, $400 bankroll for dollar units, And that's a nice win of $55. Now we're up $310 and still at base level. And here we go. Okay, that's another good one, 17 black. And again, when you're playing in the casino, after you hit a bunch of second columns in a row, and we're up $365, that's when you want to cash out. Hit a bunch of second column hits, cash out. Okay, that's a 7 red. Ooh, that's another one of those total losses. We're going to double up and spend. Now we're at 160 total bet. Okay, that's a 20. That's a good one, guys. Okay, $110 win. Now we're up $395. We're going to drop back to 80. Anytime you can drop back, definitely do so. And we're just cruising along with this one right now. That's a 13 black. $10 win. We'll take it up 405. All right, let's rebet and spin. Here we go. That's a 3 red. That's a loss, but not a total loss, $35, and we're up 370. So we're just going to leave the bet the same and spin again. Take that hit, and here we go. Okay, that's a 21 red. Another $35 loss. So now we're $335 profit, and let's just keep the bet the same and spin again. That's a 31 black. $10 win. We're up $345. We'll just rebet and spin at base level here. And we're down on our last minute here. That's a 28 black. Okay, that's a $10 win. So we're up $355. And we'll just rebet and spin. Let's see how this closes it out here. And here we go. That's a 19 red. Another $10 win. We're up $365. And here we go. Okay, that's a 22 black. Another $10 win, and time just expired. So after 15 minutes of play with this new system from Lee, we made $375 with very little increasing of the bets. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this one, and that would be fantastic. But both of these did really well today, and let me know which one you like to play the best. And really appreciate everyone sending the systems, and you send those to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. We do this every single day of the year in the search for the best roulette system possible, and I hope you're enjoying that search with me. And if you are, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because I just want to keep growing this community of people that really love roulette, and I think it's fantastic. So thank you guys very much, and really appreciate all the support. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.